This tutorial is designed as a guide for the DNA collection of offenders for submission to the database section of the State of Iowa DCI Crime Lab. We use FTA collection kits when collecting DNA from convicted offenders for the DNA database section. These kits allow for faster sample processing compared to a cotton tip swab, and they better preserve the DNA over time. The DNA database section has used FTA kits since 2013, and although their appearance has changed, they work the same. This video will be used to show how to collect DNA samples using these FTA collection kits. No agency should still be using the collection kits containing cotton tip swabs to collect for the database section. If your agency has any, please do not use them for offender collection and discard them. You may contact the Department of Corrections Central Office in Des Moines at 515-725-5746 to obtain FTA collection kits. These FTA kits should only be used for the database section. Do not use them for collecting knowns for casework. The DNA database collection kits are purchased by the DCI and distributed by the DOC Central Office. They will be provided to all institutions and judicial districts in sufficient quantities. The kits are distributed in white return envelopes, and inside they include gloves, a DNA sample card, a data envelope, 2 disposable sponge swabs, a pre-inked fingerprint sheet, a kit instruction sheet, and an alcohol wipe. Start by removing all the items from inside the envelope. Assuming you have already searched and pre-logged the offender on the offender entry website, see the offender entry website training video for more information. The first step to collecting a DNA database sample is filling out the required documentation on the collection kit. The information requirements have changed over the years. The first generation of kits required more information of the offender, including full name, date of birth, ICON number, DCI number, JI number, social security number, and the type of offense they have been collected for. The newer kits only require full name, date of birth, social security number, and the DCI number if available. The kit number should be on both the data envelope and the DNA sample card. Make sure these numbers match. If they do not match, please cross off the kit number on the DNA sample card and write the kit number that is on the envelope so that they match and will indicate to the lab personnel that they belong together. To also make it clear the sample card and the envelope go together, there is space to fill out the name of the offender on the sample card as well. Flipping over the data envelope, there is space to provide the contact information for you, the collector. This is required in case laboratory staff need to contact you about the submitted offender samples. Now that all the required information has been written down, you are now ready for fingerprinting. Space for 2 right thumb fingerprints are provided on the back side of the DNA sample card. Provided inside the kit is a strip of black ink. You do not have to use the black ink provided if you have your own. Expose the black ink provided. Take the right thumb of the offender, roll it in the ink, then roll it onto the first space provided on the back of the DNA sample card. Repeat this step onto the second space provided. The alcohol wipe can be used to clean the offender's hands. If an offender does not have a right thumb, please use the left thumb, but be sure to cross out right thumb and label it left thumb on the sample card. If the offender does not have any thumbs, use another finger, but again, be sure to appropriately label the sample card. If they do not have hands, which has happened, move on to the toes and get a print, but as always, be sure to label the sample card. Be sure to use the provided gloves when collecting DNA from the offender. Wearing gloves helps to protect you and prevent contamination. Follow any COVID precautions that your agency requires or suggests. Have the offender remove any gum or other substances or objects from their mouth and have them take a drink of water. This will help ensure a good, clean collection. Place clean paper towel or another type of covering on the table and open up the sample card to reveal the pink FTA card with 2 circles. This will prevent any bleed through onto the collected fingerprints or the table. Open one of the 2 green swabs and swab the inside cheeks of the offender's mouth. Swab vigorously for at least a minute, making sure there is good contact between the swab and the cheek. Repeatedly press the swab into one of the sample card circles, making sure all sides of the swab make contact with the circle area. The pink FTA card will gradually turn white when the sample is being deposited. Do not rub. Rubbing will degrade the DNA and shred the card, which may lead to a failing collection or contamination in the lab. Once the first circle is fully white, you may discard the used green swab. Repeat this process with the second swab and the second circle. Once you are done, you may discard the second swab. Do not oversaturate the swabs or the FTA card. Doing so could dilute the DNA we need or cause bleed through to the collection card. When depositing the sample onto the FTA card, be sure to only stop once the circle is fully or a majority of it is white. If there is not enough sample on the card, we might not have enough DNA to develop a profile. Slide the DNA sample card into the envelope and close using the adhesive strip. Place the filled collection envelope inside the white shipping envelope and seal. Then mail the envelope. You do not need to add an address or postage to this. It is already addressed and paid for. Thank you for watching this tutorial. If you have any other questions, please call the lab and ask to speak to someone in the DNA database section. Special thank you to the DMAC video production class for filming and putting together this video.